Hey guys, I'm Hellhound. I figured I'd do a quick movie review before I went to bed tonight, and so we're gonna take a look at another really '80s slasher. It's been a little bit since I did one of those. There for a while, I was on a roll to one. It was like one after another. You know, I was on a little marathon of early '80s slasher flicks. So my favorite, one of my very all-time favorite types of movies, and so let's go ahead and take a look at Night School from 1981. It's a stylish '80s slasher with giallo elements. It was the last movie directed by Ken Hughes, who's perhaps best known as the writer and director of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. So, yeah, which is kind of odd considering he directed both movies. They're very, very different, of course, obviously. And the premise is that a bunch of college co-heads are being decapitated by a mysterious leather-clad killer who also wears a helmet, which obscures their face, and a cop, played by Leonard Mann, is put on the case to find out who's behind these horrific beheadings. And it also stars Rachel Ward as Eleanor. Her and Leonard as Judd Austin are like the main characters, the stars of the movie. And I think this is Rachel Ward's first movie. This made her film the debut, if I remember correctly. Leonard Mann as the cop, he was my favorite character. I really liked him a lot. He was a great protagonist. He later went on to be in. He also played in Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 3. I think that was the only other horror movie I've seen him in besides this, but I could be wrong. But anyway, yeah, pretty good movie. Very amusing and has great style. Yeah, it stars Rachel Ward and Leonard Mann, as I said. But it's scored by composer Brad Fiedel, who did the music, and he's best known for the composer of the Terminator. He's the one behind that awesome Terminator theme. He also scored Fright Night as well. So two of my favorite movies there. Now his spooky and somber score really sets the eerie and ominous tone. Really sets the mood perfectly for and helps the movie kind of stand out from its peers. I think it makes it a little. It definitely helps make it a little better than some of the other movies that came around this time. So yeah, Brad Fiedel's score is great. It's really adds a lot to the movie. It definitely helps it. He's a great composer, one of the best probably. But his Terminator score alone just makes him a genius. But this movie and others are also perfect examples of that. This movie also has like just the right balance of class and sleaziness. That's done pretty well. Blends a lot of different tones together, which I think it was pretty good. Like the scenes at the diner, kind of a seedy diner, kind of run down. Has like a creepy peeping Tom who works there, and perverted owner. And then we got scenes like in the college and stuff with professors and really good students. And so I thought that was kind of a good balance, as I said, that sort of thing. And so a lot of intricate twists and turns. The killer who decapitates the victims also immerses their severed heads in water. Like one was found in a pond, one was found in a sink, which is full of water. One was found in a toilet. One was found in an aquarium. I think one was maybe found in a swimming pool too, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. And so that really had me interested. I was like, why is the killer putting their heads in submerging them in water? They're always immersed in. And I thought that was really interesting. That kind of had me on the edge of my seat. That kind of had me second guessing myself. I was like, why does he do this? I made it a little interesting. So I had a little something more. It was a little more going on. Maybe it made it even more compelling, even more intricate, and really made me invested in the story. I wanted to find out who was doing this and as the why. I also thought the killer had a really cool look, clad in black leather and wearing a helmet, and often riding a motorcycle, speeding away from the crimes on a bike. It was kind of a biker thing going on. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And add to that really an ending that packs a wall up, a really exciting finale, an awesome car chase, some pretty good acting, and interesting, well-developed characters. And you have Night School. I recommend it. Yeah, I suggest you see this movie for sure. And I will say, I won't give away the killer's identity, but I will say this is yet another slash where I did guess who it was. Like I had, there was a lot of red herrings tossed around. I knew that wasn't going to be. I knew it wasn't going to be the creepy guy at the diner. I knew it wasn't going to be this jilted lesbian woman who seemed like scorned, and like the professor, one of the professors is like having an affair with all the students and stuff. And and then there's the diner owner. There's a lot of red herrings, and I knew which ones were there just to throw us off, and which ones, and stuff like that. And so I won't give away the identity of the killer or how I figured it out, but let's just say that a conventional rule of traditional slasher films around this time was broken early on, and that had me saying, "Oh, okay, I think I know who the killer is going to be," because they broke one of the rules, one of the tropes was. And I thought either one of two things. I thought, oh, maybe this movie kind of had balls and like went in a different direction and like stood out from those other slashers, or maybe that's leading to the identity of the killer. Maybe that just told me who the killer was, and I was right. But again, I won't give away how I thought that. I won't tell you what the rule was. So I'm not spoiling it for you. I mean, you're still probably going to be surprised. I was still interested in as to the why and and the how and especially I wanted to know why they were putting the severed heads in the water. That was the most interesting thing to me watching this. And yeah, again, I was really into Judd Austin, played by Leonard Mann once again. I was really invested in his character and his partner. His partner was really funny. He made for a lot of really hilarious scenes. He was definitely the comic relief in the movie. He was the humorous character, and some of their back and forth banter was really amusing as well. Yeah, really entertaining movie, and it has a lot of reason behind it. There's a lot of motivation, unlike movies like say Final Exam, which is a good movie in its own right, but I think this one's definitely a lot more interesting. It's definitely one of the more compelling slashers of this ilk. A lot of them came out in 1980 and 1981. Those are common years for these sort of slashers. After that, kind of later years, they got a little more. They messed around with the formula a little bit. They became a little more self-aware, like a little more fun and humorous. But yeah, this is definitely one of the better ones to come out of the early 80s for sure. I know I say that about all these movies I review, but a lot of them are really good. At least if they're not good, at least you're in for a good time, and you know what you're going to get. You know that you're going to likely get some good, some gore, some nudity, a good mystery, good giallo style thriller. And yeah, as I said, that was the last movie directed by Ken Hughes, who was also behind G.G. Bang Bang, as I said. Film debut for Rachel Ward, pretty sure. Drew Snyder, I think, is the one who plays the professor, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that though, because I might not have that right. But yeah, Wendell College is like the main setting. That's where all the women from that college are. I thought it was a pretty interesting way it revealed why it was these particular women who were getting killed and beheaded, decapitated by this leather-clad biker type assailant. So yeah, I think you'll be in for a good time. It's a good way to kill an hour and a half, and you'll be invested in kind of a gripping murder mystery and some well-written characters and some really standout scenes and some really entertaining moments and some pretty shocking twists and turns too. Again, I kind of guessed who the killer was, but I was still very much surprised and very much I wasn't bored at all through watching this movie. There's a few slower scenes and some things take a little while to get going, and there's some things you're going to be seeing coming. Like, if you've seen so many of these movies, after all, they do kind of run together, and some things do become a little predictable, so you'll probably, a lot of the twists and turns, a lot of the surprises you probably will see coming, you'll probably be like, oh, well, I knew that was going to happen, but no, this is the bad thing, it's become, this was 1981, and there's been so many movies, so many countless films like this since then, so it's kind of easy to see all the same patterns and arrangements and whatnot. So, but yeah, all in all, yeah, I recommend Night School. I think you should definitely watch it. An advanced degree in terror, and yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool little tagline there. Cool little rhyme. And it's not like your one more thing. It's not like your typical college fraternity type slasher movie. Like it's not like that type of horror movie at all. There's not a whole lot of scenes that take place at the college either. Not a lot of it's on campus. These are just women that happen to go to the college, and that's not a spoiler either. It says it right on the back of the box. That's the the main premise. It's the plot summary. So yeah, it's not really like that typical type of slasher either. So yeah, I'd say it's new and fairly innovative. Does a few things differently. It has its own style for sure. Excellent soundtrack by Brad Fiedel once again. His score was just very invigorating and very intense, and really built the atmosphere nicely. Complemented the movie perfectly. Brad Fiedel is a great music guy for movies. Alright guys, I'm Hellhound. Thank you for watching my show. Don't forget to subscribe, and let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below, and let me know what other movies you want me to review. I know I got a few requests lately for Just Before Dawn, and The Wood Chipper Massacre, and a few others. I really want to review Pieces. I need to get that on Blu-ray. I had it on DVD, but I actually gave it to a friend of mine. He lost his copy, and I felt bad, so I gave him my copy. You know, I'm too nice. I'm a generous guy, so you know, he done a lot for me too. So, but anyway, all right, I'm rambling now. So time to end this video. Night School from 1981, directed by Ken Hughes and starring Rachel Ward and Leonard Mann. Check it out. Bye.